Good afternoon, students. Now we are going to discuss about control structures. So every language requires control structures. So control structures in the sense, in order to control the program execution, we are going to use the control structures. So basically, control structures are two types: selection and repetition. Selection statements and repetition statements. So in order to impose a condition, so whenever we are going to write the program or whenever you are going to perform any task, so the task can be performed by imposing the conditions, right? So in order to impose a condition, it is compulsory to use the selection statements. So the decision statements or selection statements are going to be used and going to be involved. So, and in order to repeat a specific part of the program for multiple number of times, then what is required are control structures like loops or repetition statements are going to be useful. And here, if you see this selection and iterative statements, so under selection we have conditional and unconditional, and under iteration also we have selection and iteration, and under selection we have condition statements and unconditional. So coming to condition, there are statements like if else, else if, ladder. This is also known as else if ladder, and switch statement, and unconditional break, continue, go to. And coming to iterative statement, iterative in the sense repetition. Iterative in the sense repetition. So whenever you want to repeat some task for a number of times, for a specific number of times, then what is going to be used? For, while, do while, such iterative statements are going to be useful for us. So already during the flowchart we discussed about the if. What is if? So if is a one-way decision statement. If is a one-way decision statement. So in order to impose a condition in one way, what we are going to use? We are going to use the if. And in case of if else, so if else, what we are going to have? Two-way decision statements. So in case of one-way decision condition, what we can assume, if like this age greater than 18, then what we are going to write? Suppose if there is under any control statement, if there are only one statement to be executed, you can directly write here. Suppose if you want to execute multiple statements, then you have to use the block symbol. Block in the sense open curly brace, close curly brace. So if this is the condition, so if what is the condition you are going to write? So if any condition you can mention within the parenthesis, like age greater than 18. So if this condition is true, then what we can conclude? So we are able to conclude that printf, the person is eligible for voting. Like this, I am going to write a statement. So this is the simple if. And in case of simple if the condition becomes true, then we are going to execute a block of statements. A block may consist one or more statements. So that is, suppose in case of if else, what we are going to have, if always imposed with a condition. If this condition is true, then we are going with a set of statements. If this condition is false, then we are going with some other set of statements which are false after else. So that is the two-way. Suppose the condition becomes true, then we are going with some set of statements, and if the condition becomes false, then we are going with another set of statements. So that is the case we can generally observe with if else. Suppose if you have multiple conditions, if you want to impose multiple conditions, then what you can use? Nested if or if else if. If else if. If else if in the sense, so here whatever the conditions, we are going to have multiple conditions, they are going to be mentioned with the help of if else if. If this condition happens, else this condition happens. Like that, we are able to mention multiple conditions with the help of if else if. And one more is nested if. So suppose if any condition you want to impose inside another condition, then what we are going to use? Nested if. Inside another condition, nested if. And switch is a statement which is able to mention the conditions. So it is a special kind of condition statements that we can see during the example. Then it is clear for you. And if you look at the simple if statement, what is a simple if? So if is a conditional statement. So condition can be imposed with the help of if. Suppose, what is the syntax, how to write the if statement? If test expression statement. So if this statement is going to be true, then if the test condition is going to be evaluated, if it is true, then what is going to happen? This statement is going to be executed. If the test expression false, this statement cannot be executed. So if there are only single statement, no need to use the block symbol. The usage of block is optional. But if there are multiple statements, then the usage of block is compulsory. Right? So that is the simple if. See this. This is the flow chart. Here you are going to enter into the test expression. It will be evaluated. If it is true, this true set of statement block is going to be executed. If it is false, and it falls to the next statement. That's it. So nothing. So it is going to be true. Some set of expressions are going to be executed. If it is false, nothing will be takes place. So next, if else. So in case of if else, this is the syntax we are going to be followed. And here what you can observe, if this condition is going to be true, then these true block statements are going to be executed. If the condition becomes false, then false block statements are going to be executed. So the block, again, one or more statement. The block may consist one or more statement. If there are only one statement, no need to use the specific symbols. And if there are multiple statements, it is compulsory to use the block symbol. Right? So if you look at the flow chart, see here the test condition is going to be evaluated. If it is true, true block statements are going to be executed. If it is false, false block statements are going to be executed. Clear? So that is the if else. So here the test condition is there and true block statements are there, false block statements are there. In case of simple if, only true block statements will be exist, and if it is true, then that particular set of statements are going to be executed, and if it is false, nothing will be takes place. Simply control moves to the next statement. That is the case we can observe with simple if. And suppose if else if you want to impose multiple conditions, then what happens? So here, see here, flow chart. First see the flow chart, then what it is clear for you. If this condition becomes true, then this set of statements. If it is false, and it is going to verify another condition. If it is true, this set of statements. And another statement is going to be evaluated. If it is true, this set of statements. So here, multiple conditions we are able to impose with the help of if else if. So this is also known as if else if ladder or else if ladder. So this is the syntax for this: if condition 1, else if condition true, else if condition 3, like so on, that you can n number of conditions can be imposed with the help of if else if. And nested if in the sense, if you want to mention a condition inside another condition. There is a difference between the if else if and nested if. In case of if else if, we are able to mention multiple conditions, but so if the condition becomes true, then such set of statements are going to be imposed, and if the condition becomes false, then only it is going to evaluate the next condition, right? But here, coming to nested if, what is going to be happen? If this condition is true, then we are getting into that block and we are going to evaluate another condition. So here the difference between previous one and this one, in previous case, if the condition becomes false, then only it is going to evaluate the second condition. But here, if the test condition is true, then it enters into the block, and it is going to verify another test condition. So why? Because it is here we are going to mention a test condition inside another condition. That is the major difference between if else if and nested if statements. Here, if you look at carefully, this is a nested if, and here test condition is going to be true, and it is going to verify another test condition. If it is true, this set of statements are going to be executed. If it is false, this set of statements. If it is false in the beginning itself, this set of statements. Like this, we are going to use the nested if concept. And so here what we have discussed: if, else if, and nested if, right? If else if, and nested if. So I will tell you some simple examples. so that it is clear for you. See there. So here I am going to write a simple program. See this, hash. How to write the program? Include, otherwise text. So how to write the program? Hash include stdio.h, then hash include conio.h. So what we have to do? We have to write a main function, void main. Then what you have to do? You have to declare the variables, right? So here what I want to read, I want to read the person name and age. Based on the age, I am going to decide what I am going to decide whether that particular person is eligible for voting or not. So here what I am going to declare, integer I am going to declare as age, and again I am going to declare character as person name. P name is my variable, and it is a character type of data. So if it is a character type of data, we need to mention the size. Why? Because character can hold only one value at a time. So if it is an integer, it takes the size of memory is 2 bytes, and it is capable to store the data from minus 32767 to plus 32767, right? But if it is a character, it can hold only one character. So but generally the name size will be 10 to 15 characters. So here I am going to mention the size of the P name is 15 characters, so that we can assign up to 15 characters to the person name, right? Am I clear with this? So here why we have mentioned size? Why? Because generally character can hold only one value at a time. So in order to, generally the name comes with multiple characters, so that we are going to mention the size as 15. And clear screen. So what you have to read? Printf. What you have to printf? Printf \n. So in order to get the output in next line, we have to use the \n sequence character. And here enter person name and age. Enter person name and age. Person name and age. So already you are aware of it. How to read the values through keyboard? Scanf. So double quotes %d and %s. For a string type of data, you have to use first name, and you have mentioned person name and age. So for string type of data, %s and %d for integer. And here what we are going to read? P name comma age. P name comma age. So like this we are going to read the values. So after reading the values, how to decide whether the person is eligible or not? So based on the age. So what is the age condition? If age greater than 18, then what you have to print? We have to print a statement. What we have to print? Printf %s. That means the person name. Okay, %s is eligible for voting. So here what is the value we are going to print? So person name we are going to print, right? So here that's it. And suppose if the condition becomes false, then nothing will be happen. So what we are going to do? We are going to write one more condition. If age less than 18, then what you have to print? We have to print a statement. What is that? %s is not eligible percentile S, and that means the person who has entered in the, we are giving some names, right? So that person is eligible, not eligible for voting, and here for voting, and here I am going to mention again person name. Okay, and that's it. And after printing this, the GETCH for getting automatic output and save the program. So copy this program. So this is an example for simple if. Am I clear with you? So this is the example for simple if. Suppose if we are going to write the same program with what we can call if else in the sense, if the condition becomes true, then some set of statements. If the condition becomes false, another set of statements. So simply what we can do here, if age greater than 18, here I am going to mention it as else. So here if you look at here, just I am not writing the condition again. So if this is true, these set of statements are going to be executed if age greater than or equal to, sorry. And this statement is going to be executed if it is false, another statement is going to be executed. This is the example for if else. So here what we are going to have, if is there, and again what we can take, if is there and else is also there. Else, if is there, else is there, right? So this is if else example. And one more example, we discussed about if else if. That means multiple conditions, how to mention the multiple conditions. So for that, what I am going to take, just for demonstration purpose, I am going to take that finding biggest number among three numbers. So what you have to do? So you have to read three values. What are the three values? Some number 1, comma number 2, comma number 3. Like this you are taking three variables, and here there is no character type of data, I don't require. And after clear screen, what you have to do? You have to print enter. What you have to enter? Any three numbers. So you are going to read any three numbers. So how to read the numbers? So number in the sense, here we have declared integer. So what is the control string? We have to use %d. And here we are going to read three values, so 3 %ds. So what are the values we are going to read? So address of A, comma address of B, comma address of C. Is it ABC? No, num3 and number 3, address of number 2 and address of number 1. So like this I am going to read three numbers, number 1, number 2, number 3. That's it. So after reading the values, what you have to do, in previous program also, while using the scanf, you have to use that ampersand sign, okay? And then what you have to check, what is the condition you have to check? If number 1 is greater than number 2, then what you have to do? And one more condition you have to verify. And so logical operators you can use here. And number 1 also greater than number 3. Number 1 greater than number 2. Number 1 greater than number 3. Then what we can do? So printf, what we can print? Percentile D is biggest number. So what is that percentile D? Num1. Is it or not? Else what you have to write? else again I am going to condition if number 1 number 2, this time number 2 is greater than number 1, and in the sense logical, and number 2 greater than number 3. So if both the conditions are true, then what we are going to print? We are going to print percentile D is biggest number. Percentile D is biggest number. So what is the percentile D here? So that percentile D is number 2. And again I am going to take one more condition, else if, what is the condition? I am going to take number 3 greater than number 1, and number 3 greater than number 2. So the value should be greater than remaining two values. Then what we can conclude, if it is to printf, what we are going to print? What we are going to do? Percentile D is biggest number. So which value we need to print? Number 3 we need to print. That's it. So this is the program for finding the biggest number among 3 numbers. And here what we have used, 3 conditions we have used, and all the conditions, if one becomes true, then that set of block of code, and if it is false, then we are going with check another condition. Like that we are going to verify the program. And one more, nested if. What is nested if? A condition which is imposed inside another condition. So for that, what we can do, I am going to make the modifications in this program itself. See here. See here. Okay. See this here. I am going to use one more board. So here, see this. Again, what you have to do, you have to add text. What is the text you are going to add? And include stdio.h void main, then what you are going to write. So here what I am going to do, I am going to verify the two details unit, two conditions unit. So the same program, let me take integer. Let me take like integer. I am going to declare integer a comma b comma c, right? And then clear screen. So again I am going to find out the biggest number among 3 numbers. What is the statement we need to write? Printf /n, enter. What you have to enter? Enter any 3 values. So after entering, how to read scanf? What you have to do with scanf, percentile D. So why? Because there are 3 values we are going to read. So 3 control strings. So address of A, comma, address of B, comma, address of C. So there we are going to store the values. And here what we are going to do, if A greater than B, and what is the condition? Black, another black. So here I am going to verify if A greater than C. If these 2 conditions are true, then what I am going to do, see here, this block clearly, printf, what I am going to print, /n, the biggest number is percentile D. So which value we need to print? A value. A value we need to print, right? So if this condition becomes, so here one condition is imposed another inside another condition, and like this we can close the here. Suppose if this condition becomes fails, then what happens? Else what you can write? Else part what you can write? Here you can write like printf slash n, the biggest number is percentile D. So which value? Suppose this is true, this is false. So which one is true, which one is false? And here, see, look at here, this is true but this is false. Then what happened? So this is false in the sense A greater than B is true but A greater than C is false. So C greater than A, so C greater than B. So what is the resultant here we are going to print? So the resultant we are going to print, it is C. Right? Like this you need to write the program. And okay, thank you. So this is about control structures. Today I will post the programs with execution, so that it is with executions I will post the video so that it is clear for you.